I have a pretty fascinating stack of papers and reports here today. We are looking at what is really a landmark moment in history.
Oh, absolutely. It's the formalization of Marina Viazovska's Field's medal-winning proofs.
Right. Yeah. So basically, our mission for today's deep dive is unpacking this incredible collaboration between human mathematicians and an AI agent named Gauss. And they verified the densest possible arrangements for dimensions 8 and 24.
Which is just a huge deal for geometry.
It really is. But before we get into the heavy math, have you ever, stood in a grocery store and just admired a perfectly stacked pyramid of oranges?
I mean, yeah, it's a really satisfying sight. That is actually the classic sphere packing problem, how to fit the absolute most spheres into the smallest possible space.
Exactly. And in 3 dimensions, like with the oranges, we intuitively get it.
Hmm.
But the sources we're covering today deal with stacking those oranges in 8 and 24 dimensions.
Right, which sounds impossible to even visualize.
Yeah, totally impossible. But the math suggests that these specific dimensions allow for setups that are just incredibly elegant.
Elegant is the perfect word for it. I mean, for centuries, these were just open questions. But today's deep dive is really about how we went from those theoretical guesses to a rock-solid, computer-verified proof.
And speaking of using agents to solve complex problems, if you are looking to uncover where AI agents could make the most impact in your own business or even your personal life, you really should check out our sponsor, Embersilk.
Yeah, they are doing some genuinely cool stuff.
They really are. Whether you need help with AI training, automation, integration, or software development, Embersilk helps you build that blueprint for success. You can check them out at embersilk.com for all your AI needs.
For sure. So, jumping back to these lattices, to understand why this is such a breakthrough, we really have to talk about the magic functions.
Right, so in 2016, Viazovska used modular forms to construct these specific functions. And they essentially proved that the E8 lattice in 8 dimensions and the Leech lattice in 24 dimensions are mathematically perfect packings.
Exactly. And if I'm reading the sources correctly, these magic functions work specifically because of the unique symmetries in those dimensions.
Yeah, it's almost like the universe has a very specific lock for dimension 8 and dimension 24, and these functions are just the only key that turns it.
That is a brilliant analogy. The math totally relies on that symmetry. But, proving it on paper, which Viazovska did, that was really just step one.
Right, because the mission of the project we're discussing today was formalization.
Exactly. Translating those brilliant human proofs into machine-checked code using the Lean 4 proof assistant.
Which is all about creating sorry-free mathematics. Because in the Lean coding language, if you skip a logical step or you leave a gap, you literally type the word sorry.
I love that feature.
That's great. So a sorry-free code base means 0 gaps. It's 100% logically verified.
Right. And getting there is an absolute grind. The human team, led by experts like Siddharth Hariharan and Viazovska, they built the initial library infrastructure, basically the blueprints.
But they estimated that finishing the actual code for just the 8-dimensional proof would take humans another 6 months of labor.
Which is exactly when they brought in Gauss.
Yes, the auto-formalization agent developed by Math Inc. And this is the part that genuinely blew my mind. Gauss didn't just run calculations. It actually wrote the logical arguments.
Right. It's like the humans provided the detailed outline of a novel, and the AI wrote the actual prose, chapter by chapter, checking the grammar of logic as it went.
And it finished that 6-month task in 5 days.
5 days. It's just incredible.
And then it went even further with the 24-dimensional case, the Leech lattice.
That is really the most impressive part of all of this, because for the Leech lattice, Gauss didn't even have a detailed blueprint to work from.
Right, it just took the original research paper.
Exactly. It took the paper, scanned the literature, and auto-formalized the proof in just 2 weeks. We're looking at a final project totaling over 200,000 lines of code.
And the ultimate judge here is the Lean kernel. For listeners who might not be familiar, the kernel is like the ultra-strict operating system of the logic. It's the uncheatable referee that ensures every single step follows the rules of mathematics.
Basically, if the kernel says it's valid, it's valid.
Precisely. And the kernel certified it. So we now know with absolute certainty that these lattices are optimal. But I think it's really important to note that this isn't a story about AI replacing mathematicians.
Not at all. The reports emphasize that humans are actually currently refining that AI-generated code to meet editorial standards for long-term utility.
So it's a true partnership. The AI is this tireless construction crew, but the human is still the architect ensuring the building is functional for the future. It really feels like this frees up human minds to dream bigger, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Instead of spending years verifying the tedious details of a proof, mathematicians can focus on the creative conceptualization, finding those magic functions.
Knowing they have a reliable partner that can handle the rigorous verification, that is such an optimistic shift for the future of research.
It really is. We are entering a whole new era of discovery.
So here is a provocative thought to leave you with today. If an AI agent can verify a Fields medal level proof in a couple of weeks, what is next? Are there answers to the universe's biggest mysteries, conjectures we assumed were decades away, that are actually just one well-structured prompt away from being completely unlocked?
It's a thrilling possibility. I really think we're just scratching the surface of what humans and AI can achieve together.
I couldn't agree more. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the future of discovery, please subscribe to the show. And hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.